Elon Musk protects Donald Trump from a shooter. His sacrifice inspires millions. The streets of New York buzzed with the usual hustle and bustle as the sun hung low on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the skyscrapers. People hurried by, heads down, lost in their own worlds. The air was crisp, with a hint of autumn in the breeze. Among the crowds was a man who tried to blend in, but it was nearly impossible for someone of his stature and fame. Elon Musk, dressed in a simple black suit, walked calmly, his eyes scanning the surroundings. It was supposed to be a quiet visit, a chance to meet Donald Trump privately and discuss some important matters. Musk was known for his innovation and daring ideas, while Trump remained a towering political figure. Despite their different approaches, both men shared a certain audacity and boldness that few could match. As Musk reached the entrance of the building where the meeting was set to take place, security personnel nodded respectfully. They had no idea what was about to unfold, a moment that would be etched into history forever. Inside the building, Donald Trump was waiting in the lobby. He looked relaxed, his signature suit and red tie perfectly in place. When Musk entered, a warm smile spread across Trump's face. They exchanged greetings, their conversation flowing easily, filled with sharp insights and mutual respect. Suddenly, everything changed. A man in a black mask emerged from the shadows, his eyes filled with malice. In his hand, he held a weapon, his intentions clear and deadly. The security team sprang into action, but the assailant was fast and determined, weaving past them with terrifying precision. Time seemed to slow as the gunman aimed at Trump. Gasps echoed in the lobby, fear gripping everyone in the room. But before anyone could process what was happening, Musk moved. With lightning speed, Elon threw himself in front of Trump, pushing him out of the line of fire. A deafening bang filled the air, followed by a stunned silence. The bullet grazed Musk's arm, ripping through his jacket and leaving a crimson stain. Chaos erupted. Security tackled the gunman to the ground, disarming him in seconds. The assailant struggled, but it was futile. Trump stared in shock, disbelief written across his face as he turned to Musk, who clutched his wounded arm, his face pale but composed. "You saved my life," Trump whispered, his voice trembling with genuine emotion. Just doing what anyone would do, Musk cut him off, his signature calm and collected demeanor still intact, despite the pain. The lobby was in chaos, but Elon Musk stood resolute, barely flinching despite the blood soaking through his sleeve. His eyes remained sharp, focused on the moment, analyzing every movement around him. The gunman had been subdued, pinned by the security team, yet the tension in the air lingered, thick and oppressive. Donald Trump, shaken but determined, moved closer to Musk, grasping his shoulder with an unusual display of gratitude. "You didn't have to do that, Elon," he said, his voice steady despite the tremor of recent danger. "I did what needed to be done," Musk replied, a small smile tugging at the corners of his lips. Innovators take risks. Today, it just happened to be a physical one. Sirens blared in the distance, the police arriving to secure the scene. Reporters swarmed outside the building as news of the attack spread like wildfire. Within minutes, the story of how Elon Musk had shielded Donald Trump from harm became the headline on every major news network. In the aftermath of the incident, the two men found themselves in a secure room on the top floor of the building. Medics treated Musk's arm, carefully bandaging the wound, while Trump paced the room, his mind racing. "You've always been a man of vision," Trump said after a long pause, his eyes locking with Musk's. "But today, you showed something more, something people need to see." Musk raised an eyebrow. "And what would that be?" "Courage. Selflessness. The kind of leadership this country needs more of," Trump said with conviction. "You didn't hesitate. You put someone else's life ahead of your own, and that's something the world needs to be reminded of." Musk chuckled softly. "I'm not a politician, Donald. I'm an engineer, an entrepreneur. My world is about solving problems, not winning hearts." "Exactly," Trump shot back. "That's why you're different. People trust you because you're real, because you act when it matters." Meanwhile, the outside world buzzed with reactions. Social media exploded with hashtags like #ElonTheHero and #TrumpSaved. Memes and videos of the incident went viral, showcasing Musk's selfless act. Supporters from all walks of life poured in with messages of admiration and gratitude. News anchors debated the impact of the event. "This wasn't just a moment of bravery," one commentator said. "It's a symbol of what true leadership looks like, acting without hesitation when it matters most." But not everyone was impressed. Conspiracy theorists spun wild narratives, questioning the authenticity of the attack, while critics argued about the deeper political implications. Musk, however, remained unfazed by the noise. "I don't have time to focus on what others think," he told a reporter later. "My priority was ensuring everyone was safe. That's all that matters." A few days later, Musk and Trump stood together at a press conference. Cameras flashed, reporters jostling for the best angle. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation. Trump spoke first. "What happened a few days ago was a reminder that heroes walk among us. Not because they seek recognition, but because they act when it matters. Elon Musk is one of those heroes." The crowd erupted into applause, but Musk raised a hand to quiet them. His voice was calm yet commanding. "I'm not a hero. I'm just a man who happened to be in the right place at the right time. What matters is that we learn from moments like these, to protect each other, to take action when it's needed most." As the press conference continued, questions flew fast and furious. But amidst the noise, one young journalist stood up and asked something that caught everyone off guard. "Mr. Musk, do you think your act of bravery changes how the world sees you? Or how you see yourself?" Musk paused, his gaze thoughtful. "Honestly, I've always believed in taking calculated risks to achieve something meaningful, whether it's building electric cars, launching rockets, or protecting those around me. This was just another risk worth taking." In the days that followed, Musk's life returned to its usual whirlwind of innovation and exploration. Yet something had shifted. People looked at him with a new sense of admiration, inspired not just by his technological achievements but by his willingness to act in the face of danger. Elon Musk had become more than just a visionary entrepreneur. He had become a symbol of courage and resilience, a reminder that even the most brilliant minds can be called to protect what matters most. And though he would never admit it aloud, the experience left an indelible mark on him. Sometimes, late at night, when the world was quiet, he would replay the moment in his mind, not with fear, but with a profound sense of purpose. Because if there was one thing Elon Musk knew, it was this: the future isn't something we wait for. It's something we build, one brave act at a time. The conference room echoed with the low hum of voices as journalists scribbled notes and photographers clicked their cameras furiously. Elon Musk stood calmly at the podium, the wound on his arm now healed but still visible under his tailored suit. His gaze swept across the room, locking eyes with each person as if daring them to challenge the moment. Beside him, Donald Trump adjusted his tie, the weight of the past few days still lingering in the air. Although they had both faced numerous challenges in their lives, this incident had created a bond neither had expected, a bond forged in the heat of danger. The questions started coming fast. "Mr. Musk, how do you feel about being called a hero? Do you think this will affect your companies, particularly Tesla and SpaceX? Are there any political implications to this newfound partnership between you and Mr. Trump?" Musk raised his hand, signaling for calm. "I'll say this once, and I want to be clear. I'm not a hero. I'm an innovator. I solve problems. That day, the problem was immediate, and I did what anyone else should have done." He leaned slightly forward, his voice firm but warm. "The real question we should be asking is, what kind of world do we want to build? One where we stand by and watch things happen, or one where we take action?" The crowd erupted in applause. Even Trump nodded in agreement, impressed by the balance Musk struck between humility and leadership. Later that evening, the two men sat in a private lounge, sipping whiskey while the world outside continued to buzz with their story. The room was dimly lit, the air filled with the scent of aged leather and oak. "You know," Trump said, swirling his glass, "this could have gone differently. If you hadn't stepped in, let's just say the headlines would be darker." Musk smirked. "That's the thing about risk, Donald. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You just have to decide if the gamble is worth it." Spoken like a true entrepreneur, Trump replied, raising his glass. To risk and to winning. They clinked glasses, sharing a rare moment of camaraderie. But deep down, Musk knew there was something more significant at play. This was about more than just survival. It was about legacy, about what they would leave behind, not just as leaders, but as human beings. Meanwhile, across social media, the story continued to dominate conversations. Hashtags trended worldwide. Hashtag Musk and Trump, hashtag real heroes, hashtag courage in action. People debated endlessly, some praising Musk's bravery, others speculating on future political ambitions for the tech billionaire. One video clip went particularly viral. It showed Musk stepping in front of Trump just as the gunman had raised his weapon. The slow-motion footage captured every detail: Musk's sharp intake of breath, his eyes narrowing in focus, his calculated decision to shield Trump without hesitation. Comment sections exploded with reactions. Elon Musk is the leader we never knew we needed. I can't believe he did that. True bravery. Could Musk be planning a political move? President Musk has a nice ring to it. Back at SpaceX headquarters, Musk tried to focus on his projects. Rockets needed launching, and Mars colonization wasn't going to plan itself. But the constant flood of messages and interview requests made it nearly impossible to escape the shadow of recent events. One afternoon, his assistant, Claire, knocked softly on his office door. "Elon, there's someone here to see you." "He says it's urgent." Musk looked up from his tablet, frowning. "Who is it?" "A soldier. Says he served in Afghanistan and has something important to tell you." Intrigued, Musk motioned for her to let him in. A tall, broad-shouldered man entered the office, his uniform crisp but worn from years of service. His eyes were steady but filled with emotion. "Mr. Musk," he began, his voice strong yet respectful. "My name is Captain Daniel Reed. I wanted to thank you in person for what you did." Musk tilted his head. "Thank me? For what?" "For reminding us what true leadership looks like," Reed said. "In the military, we're taught to protect those around us without hesitation. But seeing someone like you, someone who didn't have to, step up the way you did, it meant more than you realize." Musk stood and extended his hand. "Thank you for your service, Captain." "No, sir," Reed said, gripping Musk's hand firmly. "Thank you for yours." The meeting with Captain Reed stayed with Musk for days. It stirred something deep within him, a sense of responsibility that extended beyond technology and innovation. He had always seen himself as a builder, a problem solver. But now, for the first time, he wondered if his role in the world was evolving into something greater. One evening, as he watched the sunset from his balcony, Musk found himself thinking about his legacy. Not the rockets or electric cars, but the mark he would leave on humanity. A thought struck him, a bold, almost reckless idea. One that could change everything once again. He picked up his phone and dialed a familiar number. "Donald," he said when Trump answered. "I've got a crazy idea. We need to talk." The next morning, Elon Musk arrived at Trump's office in Manhattan. The city was already awake, bustling with energy and life, but Musk's mind was singularly focused. A plan had taken shape overnight, and now it was time to bring it to life. Trump greeted him with his usual confidence, motioning for Musk to sit. "So, Elon, what's this crazy idea of yours?" Musk leaned forward, resting his elbows on the polished mahogany desk. "I've been thinking. The world is changing rapidly: technology, politics, society. We've seen how vulnerable our systems can be. What if we did something unprecedented, something that could leave a lasting impact for generations?" Trump raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "Unprecedented? You've already sent people into space. What's bigger than that?" "A global initiative," Musk said, his eyes lighting up with excitement. "We pool resources, tech, infrastructure, connections, and create a program that empowers individuals at every level. Not just innovation but education, disaster response, and leadership development. We train the next generation of global leaders, scientists, thinkers, doers, people who can change the world." Trump leaned back in his chair, tapping his fingers on the armrest. "A leadership academy? You're talking about a think tank on steroids." "Exactly," Musk said. But it's more than that. It's about creating a new blueprint for how the world can work together. Imagine connecting the brightest minds in technology, politics, and social change, all working toward common goals. Trump nodded slowly, the wheels in his mind turning. It's ambitious. But if anyone can pull it off, it's you. And you, Musk said, pointing at him. You've got the experience, the network. Together, we can make it happen. For a moment, there was silence as the weight of the proposal hung in the air. Then Trump smiled, a rare, genuine smile. You know what? Let's do it. If we're going to change the world, we might as well go all in. Word of the project spread quickly. News outlets picked up the story within hours of the announcement, dubbing it the Alliance of Visionaries. Skeptics criticized it as a publicity stunt, while supporters hailed it as the beginning of a new era. Applications poured in from around the globe. Young innovators, entrepreneurs, and changemakers, all eager to be part of something bigger than themselves, sought entry into the program. The selection process was rigorous, with Musk and Trump personally overseeing the final candidates. Among the chosen were a robotics prodigy from India, a climate activist from Brazil, a refugee-turned-engineer from Syria, and a cybersecurity expert from Estonia. Each brought unique skills and perspectives, creating a tapestry of talent unlike anything the world had seen before. The first summit was held in New York City's iconic Javits Center, transformed into a futuristic hub of collaboration and innovation. Massive screens displayed real-time data and project developments, while interactive exhibits showcased cutting-edge technology. Musk took the stage first, addressing the crowd with his signature calm intensity. We stand at the crossroads of history. Our future depends not on a single leader or invention but on our collective ability to think, act, and innovate together. This is our moment. The applause was thunderous. Then Trump stepped up, his charisma filling the room. The world has always been full of dreamers. But today, we're turning those dreams into reality. This is about action. It's about results. Together, we'll build something that lasts. The summit was a resounding success. Partnerships were formed, ideas exchanged, and initiatives launched. But for Musk and Trump, it was only the beginning. As the program grew, so did its impact. The Leadership Academy became a beacon of hope for aspiring leaders everywhere. Communities were revitalized with renewable energy solutions designed by Academy graduates. Disaster-stricken regions received aid faster and more efficiently than ever before, thanks to new logistics networks pioneered by the program. Every success story reinforced the belief that this was more than just a project. It was a movement. Yet, as with all ambitious endeavors, challenges emerged. Political opponents accused the initiative of being elitist, while others raised concerns about its influence. Musk and Trump found themselves navigating a delicate balance between maintaining the program's integrity and addressing public skepticism. During one particularly tense meeting, Claire, Musk's trusted assistant, voiced what everyone had been thinking. Elon, how do we keep this from becoming just another organization with good intentions but little action? Musk leaned back in his chair, his eyes thoughtful. By staying true to the mission. By adapting and evolving. We're not here to build an empire, we're here to empower people to build their own. The turning point came during a crisis in Southeast Asia. A devastating earthquake had left thousands homeless and in desperate need of assistance. The Academy's graduates mobilized instantly, deploying drones to assess damage, coordinating relief efforts through real-time data feeds, and setting up renewable energy stations to power makeshift hospitals. The response was so swift and effective that it made headlines worldwide. Suddenly, the skeptics were silent. The initiative had proven its worth. Months later, back at SpaceX headquarters, Musk received a letter. It was from a young girl named Amina, who had been one of the many children helped by the program's efforts during the earthquake. Dear Mr. Musk, the letter began. Thank you for everything you've done. Because of you and the people you brought together, I have a home again. I want to grow up and be just like you, a builder of dreams. Musk read the letter twice, his eyes misting over. It was moments like this that reminded him why he did what he did. He folded the letter carefully and placed it in his desk drawer, next to dozens of other letters just like it. each one a testament to the lives touched by the project. One night, as Musk stood on his balcony once again, watching the stars, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The journey had been long and unpredictable, full of risks and rewards. But in the end, it had been worth every step. His phone buzzed. A text from Trump: "We did it. Cheers to changing the world, my friend." Musk smiled, typing a quick response. This is just the beginning. The weeks following the Southeast Asia disaster response were transformative for the alliance of visionaries. Media outlets were saturated with stories about how the initiative had saved lives and brought hope to millions. Politicians across the globe were suddenly eager to align themselves with the project, recognizing its immense influence and potential. Despite the growing attention, Musk and Trump remained focused. They knew that staying grounded was the key to ensuring that the initiative's core values weren't lost amid the hype. It was a chilly morning in early November when Musk received a call from an old friend, Robert Daniels, a former astronaut and close confidant. His voice on the other end of the line was tense. "Elon, we need to talk," Robert said urgently. "It's about the Mars project. There's something happening that you need to know." The Mars project had been one of Musk's most ambitious endeavors, a mission to establish a permanent human settlement on the Red Planet. After years of research and development, the mission was finally on the verge of launching its first crew. But Robert's ominous tone set off alarms in Musk's mind. They agreed to meet that afternoon at SpaceX headquarters. Trump arrived at SpaceX shortly after Robert. He had heard about the sudden meeting and insisted on being there. "Whatever this is," Trump said as he entered the conference room, "we're handling it together." Robert wasted no time. He placed a tablet on the table and played a series of videos recorded from the Mars project's remote monitoring systems. The footage showed strange, unexplainable anomalies, equipment malfunctions, power fluctuations, and an unexplained heat signature beneath the surface of Mars. "We believe there's an unknown element interfering with our systems," Robert explained. "It's not natural. It could compromise the entire mission." Trump leaned forward, his face serious. "Are we talking sabotage?" Robert hesitated. "We don't know for sure. But we can't rule it out." Musk's mind raced. If the Mars project was compromised, it could derail years of work and billions in investments, not to mention the dreams of millions around the world who believed in humanity's future among the stars. "We need answers," Musk said firmly. "I'll personally oversee the investigation. No stone unturned." Trump nodded. "And I'll handle the political side. If there's any foul play, we'll expose it." For the next several days, SpaceX became a hive of activity. Teams of engineers, scientists, and cybersecurity experts worked around the clock to analyze the data and identify the source of the anomalies. Every lead was followed, every theory tested. Meanwhile, Musk delved into the details himself, refusing to rest until he found the answers. It was during a late-night session in the data lab that he noticed something peculiar, a pattern in the anomalies that seemed almost intentional. He called Robert over. "Look at this," Musk said, pointing at the screen. "It's not random. These disruptions follow a sequence." Robert's eyes widened. "You're right. It's almost like a code." They spent the next several hours decoding the pattern, their excitement growing with each breakthrough. By dawn, they had cracked it, a hidden message embedded in the data. It read, "We are not alone." Musk and Robert exchanged stunned glances. The implications were staggering. The following morning, Musk called an emergency meeting with Trump and the core team of the Mars project. "We've uncovered something extraordinary," Musk began. "This isn't just a technical issue. It's a message. And it's coming from Mars." The room fell silent. For a moment, no one knew what to say. Trump was the first to speak. "Are you telling us there's intelligent life out there?" Musk nodded slowly. "It's possible. Or at least something, or someone, is trying to communicate with us." The revelation sent shockwaves through the team. Questions flooded in from every direction. How should they respond? What did the message mean? And most importantly, what were the risks? Trump leaned back in his chair, his mind already strategizing. "We need to control the narrative. If this gets out before we understand what we're dealing with, it could cause panic." Musk agreed. We'll keep this contained until we have more information. But we can't ignore it. This could change everything. Over the next few weeks, the investigation continued in secret. Musk and his team worked tirelessly, developing new algorithms to track the source of the message and decipher any additional communications. Meanwhile, Trump used his connections to secure additional funding and resources for the project. As the pieces slowly fell into place, a clearer picture began to emerge. The message wasn't a threat, it was a warning. A second decoded message revealed, "Beware the awakening." Musk stared at the words on the screen, a chill running down his spine. What awakening? And what were they supposed to beware of? He turned to Robert. "We need to prepare. Whatever this is, it's coming." Trump called a private meeting at the White House, bringing together the nation's top intelligence and defense officials. The room was filled with tension as Musk presented his findings. "This isn't science fiction," Musk said. "We're on the brink of discovering something far greater than ourselves. But we need to proceed carefully. We don't fully understand what we're dealing with." The officials listened intently, their expressions ranging from skepticism to awe. After the presentation, one of the generals spoke up. "If this is true," he said, "then it's not just a scientific breakthrough, it's a matter of national security." Trump nodded. "That's why we're keeping this under wraps for now. But we need to be ready for whatever comes next." Back at SpaceX, the team ramped up preparations for the Mars mission. They enhanced their communication systems, developed new protocols for first contact, and built contingency plans for every possible scenario. Despite the uncertainty, there was an undercurrent of excitement. The possibility of discovering intelligent life fueled their determination. As the launch date approached, Musk found himself reflecting on the journey that had brought him here. From launching rockets to leading a global initiative to uncovering a cosmic mystery, it had been a wild ride. But in his heart, he knew this was just the beginning.